Panthers head coach Dave Canales said that Bryce Young's very comfortable as a leader, but he's not going to be vocal. That's what he said. And Jadeveon Clowney actually said this about his new quarterback a couple of weeks ago. Take a listen.
Yeah. I know he's just trying to fill it out. When you're a rookie, you don't want to step, but everybody's expecting bigger things from you because you're the quarterback. That's the only thing he don't know right now. Like, we kind of trying to pull him up there because he's the quarterback. The quarterback to me is like one of the biggest pieces in the National Football League. That everybody buy into their quarterback, the play of his quarterback. They carry the team, so we need Bryce to energy. Like I tell everybody, it's all about his energy. If he believe it or not, we want to see you believe it or feel it.
I don't know if I love hearing this from him. I want, what is Jadeveon saying there? That he needs him to be more vocal, more something else? Is it okay if Bryce Young is a quiet quarterback?
I think when you look at leadership and what that looks like and what guys believe, I think you got to be yourself. And I think yourself naturally comes through as you get older, as you get more comfortable. That was one thing that all the older guys always told me, especially guys like Thomas. I got to learn from a really good leader that was very vocal. And he always told me, he said, hey, be true to yourself. Whatever that true to yourself is who you need to be, because guys on the team have been around long enough that they understand when you're being who you are and when you're putting on a front. So I think Bryce has to continue to be himself, continue to be comfortable. I think that the vocal ability of Bryce just comes with time. You look at last season, how last season went. It was a struggle, but I always kind of go back to what were these guys like in college? If you asked Will Anderson, what was Bryce like in college? I don't think there would have been any question if he was the leader of that team. There would have been no question if he was a guy that they felt like was vocal, a guy that they felt like was energy. I think Bryce is very intelligent. I think he watches a lot before he makes his move. I think he's very thought out. I think he does things on purpose. And yeah, he's quiet. But I think moving forward, he's going to be fine. I think he's going to find his footing. I think one thing that you've heard a lot from Canales and the guys over there is the relationships that he's been able to curate with the guys. And a guy like Bryce that comes in, I think as he continues to develop relationships with the people in the building, the guys on the team, all that stuff's going to come forward. I think he's got everything he needs to be a good leader. I think it's just he's going to do it when it feels right for him.
What do you need to see out of him out there?
Oh, man. I'd love to see the ball get down the field a little bit more. That's the biggest thing for me, and that's not all on Bryce. I think the ball getting down the field for us helps in a lot of ways. Number one, I think it creates space on the defense. If, you pack the box, you got 8 in the box, that safety playing in the post is at 10, 12 yards. There's nowhere to throw the ball underneath. There's nowhere to run the ball. But with the threat of the downfield pass and ability of guys to go vertical, there becomes these voids in the defense, especially in zone, that make life so much easier. So, it starts up front. We struggled last year. I think we gave up over 60 sacks, and obviously that's unacceptable, but we spent a lot of money on the offensive side of the ball in free agency with our 2 guards. Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis were 2 guys that we paid a lot of money to secure Bryce's interior. And, you look at what New Orleans did for Drew when Drew got there. They signed 2 big hosses that played guard, and Austin Corbett's our center, big physical presence. And then Taylor Moton's been a rock on the right side for a long time. And then we need a little bit more from Icky this year moving forward, and he even admitted that. So I think some space on the field helps a lot, and I think that starts with our guys up front, and Dan Morgan and the coaches have done a good job of addressing that issue this offseason.
And then do you have faith? Is Xavier Legette, is Deontay Johnson, are those the guys that can open it up? And I'm looking at like the weaponry around this young quarterback, pun intended, to sort of get it done. Are these the guys to help make it happen?
I think moving forward, definitely, yeah. I mean, we need some guys to play a little bit better, right? So, we need some more from our second-round draft pick, Mingo, out of last year. He's got everything. He's big, he's strong, he can fast. We just need a little bit more. We'd love to get a little bit more from Miles Sanders. But I think, you talk about Legette. The one thing that excites me about him is I feel like he loves football. Every time you watch his interviews, you watch him on the field, I feel like he's got a smile on his face. He's happy to be there. He loves ball, and he just wants to catch the ball, play physical, run through contact, and he can get down the field. So I think that we're in the process of improving that. I think the Deontay Johnson thing is going to be a bigger deal than what we think. You know, obviously Thielen is going to be able to control kind of the slot, the middle of the field, but you need a guy on third down that can just go get open. They're going to play man. You're going to have inside help. They're going to try to funnel you there. Who can just go straight up win one-on-one man coverage, and that's what he does really well. So, like I said, do we have a Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill? Not right now, but do we need that? No. We just need guys that fit the system, fit well together, and then that can fit in different areas on the field. You know, Adam Thielen, middle of the field. Leggett hopefully can get down the field, and then Deontay Johnson can play outside and just uncover and beat one-on-one coverage. So I'm excited with what we have moving forward.